Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening. Tell us, please, if you see us, if you hear us. Right? Plus in chat. Okay.
Okay,
Nice.
Everything is working. So, first
okay,
of all,
we're ready to start.
Okay, first of all, let us introduce ourselves. We are Alexander Pichugin and Maria Chishnikova. We are founders of the Great Crew agency, and I'm an expert in user interfaces, system architecture, and interaction design. And Marie is...
I'm professional in combining psychology, neuroscience, neuromarketing, psycholinguistic, and design at Great Crew.
And the week ago, we were talking about the user experience and its relation to the neuromarketing, and actually how user experience is working and why it's so important to consider both things together, why it should not be separated from one from another. And we discovered how our senses of touch, vision, hearing, smelling could affect the user experience of your consumers, of your visitors, and your product users. And today, and a week ago, we also touched the question, why is neuromarketing and not classical marketing? And today we will finally give an answer for that.
But from the very beginning, we want to say big thanks to InMind, who organized these great webinars, who invites all of you to join us today and to spend this time very effectiveness with big effectiveness. And I hope at the end of this webinar you will get at least general understanding of what is neuromarketing and how you can apply the principles of neuromarketing to a business to attract more clients and to grow faster.
And what is?
Yes. Why is neuromarketing and not classical marketing? I will demonstrate it with one very interesting study. It was interesting broad-scale research with women of 30, and researchers asked them what they think about nude male body in advertisement.
Like that.
Yeah, and here I should say that this is real classical method of marketing, of classical marketing, when we ask a question to, for example, our target or to some groups or even to friends in Facebook what they think about our logo, about our website, or about, I don't know, our slogans. So this is a classical marketing method to ask questions, and 82% of that woman, that group, answered that they don't like to see nude male body in advertisement. So later, with the same group of women,
the study is in the methodology of the neuromarketing. So when all senses like monitoring heart rate, eyes movement, brain activity all together, the study was conducted alongside showing a lot of advertisements and different other experiments.
Yes, so researchers had chance to see what brains of that woman think about that. They showed a lot of advertisements with nude male body too, and they saw the big, strong response from section in our brain which related with pleasant, with emotions of pleasant and with feeling of pleasant. So that advertisement liked by that group of women, and it was about 92% of women who liked that advertisement. And I will tell one more time that in the first research they answered that they don't want to see nude male body. So this exact example show us what the difference between neuromarketing and marketing. Neuromarketing use
next slide. Okay.
Yes, neuromarketing include knowledge from neuroscience, from cognitive psychology, from neurophysiology, and use technologies of different techniques like functional magnetic resonance imaging, like eye tracking, and so on. So we can say that we can see the real response from our brain. Because when we just asking questions, we should remember that we are really social creatures, that we are really subject to social influence. We can be in good mood, we can be in bad mood, we can take care about ourselves, and even we can answer very sincerely, but not think about circumstances and environment, which of course affect on our decision making.
From what
Yes.
it was all started?
Yes, from what it all started. This is the father of. This is. Yes, I should tell you just because we have today a huge amount of information, cases, and researches. I have here one more laptop, so I will look at there just to check if I'm not missing something very important and interesting. And we will have 6 blocks today. We will talk about neuromarketing overall. We will talk about 5 senses and how we can affect on them using neuromarketing knowledges. And after each blocks, we will have like pause and we'll answer your questions. So feel free to ask questions in chat, but we will answer a bit later. So Daniel Kahnemann, the father of neuromarketing. So he gets a Nobel for his researches in neuromarketing, but what's interesting that Nobel he get in economics. So
and he's psychologist.
He's
to
psychologist,
mention.
yes. So he presents us conception of 2 ways thinking, the 2 system of thinking. The first system is fast system. So it's unconscious, it's automatic, it's very instinctive, it's very emotional. And second system is slow system. It's more logical, it's more conscious, and we feel like we are every time in this mood, in slow thinking. But the truth is that when we process the information or when we make a decision, both systems are working. And the thing is that slow system tries to be off when it could be, because it consumes really more resources. So, Sasha, please.
Next.
Yes.
Okay.
In very general, we will talk about decision making, and it's here you can see the 3 parts, something like parts of our brain: new brain, middle brain, and reptilian brain. So the first new brain is really new sections, let's say, of our brain. Here we do calculation. Here we write letters or read. Here we do very complex thinking processes. the second middle brain, this brain related to our emotions, and the reptilian brain. Yes, I should say that the new brain is very youngest, of course. You can see that.
Yeah, in terms of evolution, of course.
Yes, and the third brain is reptilian brain, so it's our instincts. And this area is what the base of our decision making.
Kind of what is controlling us in most cases.
So yes, so here the goal of this area is to avoid us from pain. And a lot of decisions we are making based on this goal. So, and even more, our brain knows what we decide even before we understand what we decide. So here I should explain using one famous study by Brun Knudsen and his colleagues. This study was published in 2006. So what the researchers did, they showed to participants product. In that study it was chocolate. So during 4 seconds they saw chocolate. After that they showed the price, and during 4 seconds participants looked at the price, and after that they have chance to decide if they will buy it or if they not. So the thing is that researchers asked the participants when the participants decided to buy or not to buy this chocolate. And the participants said that on the third step on this research, on these presentations, and they saw before, even in 8 to 12 seconds before, what their participants will decide. So the researchers knows before about decision which will make our participants.
Okay.
And this is amazing thing.
We now finished the introductory section, and if you have any questions or do you need any clarification, because we will get further to the first most primary actually sense, which is the vision, and we will describe aspects of that, but do you have any doubts or questions about the general things? We see that there is a statement from Elizabeth that she have a pleasure looking at the pictures before, but the study is showing
how we can lie even to ourselves.
Yeah. So the study is showing the kind of bad points of the classical marketing research when the some kind of questionnaire that are given to the participants actually not showing their real thoughts, their real impression, and that also might be affected by the questionnaire itself. So when that's conducted in the groups, they could be, for example, in that exact case, could be humble to put that they like it, for example. And the neuromarketing techniques allows us to see real decisions, as we showed with the slide that you see now.
So yes, neuromarketing allows us to understand the brain and our
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah. Other people hearing us fine? Is it a problem with one person or more? Please put plus if you hear us.
Maybe we can. The sounds of talk now. Okay, tell us please from what time we need to repeat. If something we missed. Oh, okay. Most people, yes.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
So, the vision.
The vision, the most powerful sense. and we will describe some aspects. You can see that from evolution point, of course, the vision is most important for us. And the first aspect, that the shape is first. Why? Because as we told before, our new brain, our new section of brain where we can calculate, talk and read, it's really new section, but our perception of understanding of shape is more old. So now, Sasha, please.
So, what we want from you? Please, very attentive. Have a look on the presentation right now, and 1, 2, 3. What do we see now? The question.
Question.
Please, what logos have you seen? Okay, Coca-Cola. What more?
What else? Adidas. Okay. Okay, Adidas. Good. Nice. Of course, it's not very clean study. Why? Because we wanted to show you in less time, but unfortunately, this presentation does not allow us to do that.
Yeah, it depends from the connection. So actually, the important point that
show again, please. Oh, sorry, Rafa. Sorry, Rafael. So the shape is first, because the language is really new for our communication with the world, and our brain understands. Thank you, Kirill. And our brain knows better and faster how to understand the form, how to recognize the form. What it gives to us, that the form is really important. The form of your logo, the form of your buttons on your website, the form of your sign at the store. And now we will show you one more good examples. Very common problem. We see that problem in presentations, in services, in offers, different offers. So now you will see 3 packs of services, and please write down what you will choose. You have 3 options, 3 packages of services. What do you prefer? Left is 1, in center is 2, and right side is 3. Center. Okay, please write more. We need to see.
Cheaper.
Center
have more options. Okay. 30 euros to see if it would be enough. Okay. The thing is that with that exact thing, that options are not showing what is inside, but they are showing what is on top of the previous option. And
it's just examples, but we see a lot of that kind of examples every day. So if you want to use, you can see that form is first. Even when you read, you unconsciously understand that in center somehow is better for you. It sells more for you.
It's kind of having more options for the less price than on the right, but in fact that exact example addressed to your conscious thinking, that everything included in the previous point and more, and you have to start thinking. And the next thing, even when you're reading things, when you're addressing to your conscious, the shape will affect the impression that you receive. As you can see on the next slide,
So here is about font, but what is font?
It's a shape.
It's a shape. So now you can see that the form is really important, and it really changes context and effects on you. So next thing from visual section is about face rules. As social beings, creatures, seen faces really affect our feelings, really affect our decisions. So the faces really strongly attract our attention. And guys, do you hear us and do you see us? Okay. Now, okay, finally. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
So
one more time.
Let's
okay,
get back
great.
to the frame.
Let's get back about faces. Faces really affect on us. It's really important for us because of evolution, because we are social creatures, and we can see faces literally everywhere. That's how our brain works. So now you can see angry cookies that tries to frighten us, and you for sure can see the faces there.
And even expressions.
And even expressions, what the most important, and you even can feel that something uncomfortable with that cookies. So
and even more, faces are attracting more attention, even on the comparison with here is an example of the nude body.
Here is an example, really great research about advertisement. So it was made with eye tracking, and you can see that even with nude body, and man and woman focused on the faces first. So, and just then on the object. So you should remember that when you do your advertisement, or you use some billboards, or you, I don't know, or for your website.
But important to mention about the websites, about the advertisements in general, when you use faces from the photo stocks, they are not real, kinda. So it's better to use more realistic faces, more emotional and real people. And why it's so, there is another.
A bit later.
It's next thing.
Yes. So here is two things. And second thing is that we have structure, which call it mirror neurons. It's my favorite structure because they strongly respond to also, not just, but also to others people's emotions and actions. What does it mean? It means that if you use in your advertisement some emotions on some faces or actions, it will really trigger the same emotions and actions from your client. So here you can see the example of advertisement. On the right side, a girl just looks at us, and you can see that we focus a bit on her face and a bit on the top left. It's normal because our physiology makes like our eyes makes like round. So on the left side you can see the girl looks on the product, and we really unconsciously do the same. And after that we focus it on the title. So if you want to
bring attention to your product and your advertisements, you can use people in the smart manner, so to provoke people to see the same way where you model looking,
or to affect on their emotions. For example, very sincere smile or very sincere happy. So we will show now different emotions, and this is really good photo. I hope even there you can see, you can feel that her emotions, because they are really different and very sincere.
And yeah, the thing is that how our mirror neurons function, that we start to feel the same way that we see on others' faces.
Yes, so we feel like the same emotions that we see. So a bit for dessert about faces.
Some tricks.
Some tricks. Here we will have question to you. You have here 2 photos of one girl. Who knows right answer? Please don't tell. Don't try. But what girls do you think has more conversion rate?
Which photo is kind of looks more attractive?
Yes. Write us please.
A
or B?
Equal.
Okay.
Left one.
Left one. Okay. A. B. Don't know why. Yes, of course. That's the trick.
You don't see the difference, but
you don't see the difference, but you should prefer something. Write us. Maybe not prefer, but you feel like that
kind of more trust or
more trust, more attractiveness. But the truth is that one photo, of course, make bigger conversion rate. Be more sexy. Okay. Okay, the answer is that right answer here is B. Why?
It's not right, but it's kind of statistically
proven. Yes.
In the research that showing the same photo with kind of bit bigger pupils gives more trustful or more sexy look.
Yes. The thing is, it was before that they thought that it will look more sexy. But the thing is that now researchers understand that our pupils become bigger when we are interested in something. And as we said before, we are social creatures. So when we see that somebody interested in us, we are starting to be interested in that person. So it's just like social relationships, but these relationships unconscious, and these relationships based in our brain. So, and next thing. Here is good trick too. So it was really big research. Scientists conducted series of experiments with faces, and here I will explain now from the end. So our right side of face controlled by our left side of brain, which related with more logic and something like mathematical thinking and so on. Our left side of brain is controlled by our left side of face, is controlled by our left side or right side of brain, which related more about emotions. So our sides of faces are not totally symmetrically. And our left side of face looks more attractiveness, more emotional, more openness, instead of our right side of face, which look more self-independent and more powerful and so on. So if you want to, if you're, for example, lawyer and you want to show power, you want to show self-independent and logical thinking, you better should have profile photo or advertisement with the right side of your face. If you want to be more attractive, to show more emotions, you better to be with left side of your face.
Okay, we will answer about the photo after we finish the visual part, okay? And we have just 2 more slides about the visual.
And after that, we will have some pause and we'll answer all the questions.
It's not only about the visual,
yes,
but it's, yeah.
Of course.
So the thing is the position in space, and it is especially true for the online shops in that particular case, but not only. The position in space is really affects your user experience of your visitors, of your users. And the spatial perception, the perception of the space around you, is really very important feeling. It's used to measure or feel the distance to certain objects between you and the objects, and between objects itself, if you see at the. And it's used to target your movements when you do some action, or when you target in throwing something, and etc. And to perceive objects as not right, kind of not in the place, or right and comfortable. And
it's of course effect on your conversion rate, on satisfied of your clients. And here we have picture. So as usual today, please tell us, what do you think, what cup shows more conversion rate?
Kind of, what do you prefer to buy from the online shop? The most exact question. Second.
Good. 2. Okay. 1. Okay. Who else? 1. Okay.
So today we have not statistically right persons.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, we have a right answer from Kirill.
Yes.
In chat.
Yes.
Because statistically we have more persons which are right-handed by nature. The picture which is more convenient,
looks like more suitable
for right-handed people, will show more conversion rate on online stores. So in that cases.
Today a lot of studies about that, so you can find a lot in internet and see. And I have question: who chose 1? Are you left-hand people?
So we have a lot actually. People
we have a lot.
Who
wrote first. So the truth is that second cup shows more conversion rate in online shops, for example.
Yeah, but if you're targeting left-handed people, of course, you have to position all your images in a convenient manner for the left-handed people.
Oh, Maria hate right-oriented world. Okay. And next example, what we have about positioning.
About the actually also offline spaces, more about the positioning. We have an example of the entrances, and the same way, if you're targeting right-handed persons, and if you're aiming to have more comfort for your visitors which are about to enter into your store or whatever office, and if you want to design the emotion that you want to give them, you can play with the door. The door itself, if it's opening to the side of person, so he should pull it or he should push it, will give the different sense for the person. So, and the same way, if it opens to the left or to the right, where the door knob positioned and how the door knob is looking itself, is it big handle or is it tiny bar or whatever, that will affect how people react to the door and through the direction to your entrance door, how they perceive your brand, your space, and your company. So we finished with the vision,
with first block, and we are ready to answer to your question. We just open our file with your questions.
Yeah, we have actually single
Albert,
questions.
thank you very much.
We have a single question. Enter the third persons. Okay, we had the question about why the pupils affect the impression, the conversion rate.
On the right side, on the right photo, the pupil made bigger. Why so?
Why so? Yeah.
Because physiologically, when we are interested in something, in someone, our pupils become bigger, and that person feels like he is, I don't know, nice person in someone's eyes. And he, as social creatures, answer to that, and become more interesting in you. I hope I...
Yeah, it's, pupils show interest, or it could be sexual interest, or it could be aroused, kinda, yeah. And we have a question from Elizabeth, how we can implement all that knowledge to our website landing page. Actually, it will greatly vary from the business and from your target. It's always important to consider who is your target audience and to address them the knowledge that you have. So if you are choosing between the stock photos or the real photos with the great emotions, it's better to show the real persons with the real emotions, because they will give more sure feeling for the visitors. They will play more, they will mirror the emotion to them. So we didn't explain to Lola why I should then get back that 3 slides. So why? The question is, Lola, give me the answer. Not why the pictures are different, but why it gives more trust, right? The question, why you don't understand why it's so. Okay, then it's actually several factors that affect that exact point, and that it's statistically proven already in many researches. We unconsciously notice the size of the pupils, and if we see the bigger pupil of eye,
this person looks more attractive
for our unconscious. It looks more attractive, and it looks like that exact person is more interested in us, in what we are saying or what we are doing. So that's the question. It's a lot of factors, but it is statistically proven, and you can artificially increase the size of pupils if you're addressing direct sales or whatever. How to implement UX to attract attention to the descriptors, the text without photos. That's the matter of shapes, and it's also important to see at what you have and what you can play around. You can attract attention with the boldness of text, with the color of the text,
if I understand
with the
right,
shapes.
with shapes and symbols.
You even can put 2 arrows between or emojis in the sides of the important part of the text to catch the attention to that part. So let's.
Do we have more question?
I think that's
Could
it.
you please?
that landing page.
Unconsciously or not, does...
Yeah, we make decision mostly unconsciously, and we don't realize that we made decision unconsciously because we kind of judging or giving the reasons why we choose that and not another.
I forget to say a very important thing, that our newest part of brain, could you please show, or is it far from you?
The brain is...
also has function to
here it is, not previous one. Here it is.
To explain our decision. I will show you some example how it is. How could this say it? Happens. Sorry, I have two languages, foreign languages in my head. So, for example, you bought some expensive thing. You know that thing is out of your budget, but you already bought it because you wanted too much. So you came home, and from that time you started to explain to yourself why you bought that, why it is important, why it is okay that it is out of the budget, and so on. So you made decision in your instinctive part, but you explain to yourself this decision.
Why the decision was good for you.
You for sure need to do that to become more calm and relaxing.
Okay, we have two more questions, and let's advance.
Let's go further.
About the doors, we have a question
shapes.
From Teresa about the doors picture. There is no better picture because it's just illustration of how the door is kind of more comfortable or less comfortable for the persons. On the left picture we have the left opening door for the right-handed person, and vice versa on the right picture.
The left photo is a bad example, so it will not give the person welcomeness feeling and calm feeling. It's just example with photos.
Yes, and about the question from Arthur about the shapes. Are some shapes better than others? Actually, there is no good shapes and bad shapes. There are more suitable for the certain objective or not suitable. So if you want to show the, let's say, stability, then you need to avoid star shapes or harsh shapes. It's better to stick to the equal shapes like a circle, not ellipses, square, not rectangle. So more equal, more kind of trustful shapes. And the reason is that more even shapes give more, how to say, not trust, give the sense of stability. And we also, I think, will touch it further. Okay, let's advance. The next thing is smells.
Yes, smells. So I really love this section. It's very interesting. I will start to talk about smells from vision part. Why? Because you please open here.
Yep, we're here.
So you can read here that smells stimulate rich emotional parts of the brain much faster than the other senses do. Why it is that? Because we have our senses ipsilateral. What does it mean? For example, our like with face, our right part of vision goes to the left part of brain, and our left part of vision goes to the right part of brain. So, and with olfactory is vice versa, so it's directly get to our brain, and so that's why it is faster to get the parts of brain and gives more emotions. So this olfactory and smells is highly emotional, has highly emotional rate for the one more reason, because the sense of smell is also center of our attention. Why? Because when we not notice smell, everything is okay. But if something goes wrong, if something misplaced, we very quickly can react on it. So the smells is less about recognizable things, but more about like system warning. And it gives us chance to use that. Why? Because with smell, we can give people the feeling of that everything is good, that they can feel them safety and like at home. And here we have some really great research. The professors Morin and Ratneshwar explored how smells affect the time of brain viewing of brand viewing. So they choose different smells which are suitable and not suitable to the brand, and see how it affects on time viewing and recognition of the brand later. What they found that the smell really affects on brand viewing and on recognition. So here you can see
the graph about that, and the important thing that even presence of any smell, if it's not suitable to the brand itself, is giving better results than no smell. But of course, the most suitable smell, which corresponds to the brand, to the values of the brand provides, is given even better results in brand recognition and the awareness about the brand.
So you can control the feels of your customers using different smells. For example, in very expensive shoe shop, you can have a smell of leather, and this smell will give to your customers feeling like, as here you have very high quality shoe and so on. And of course, when we are walking on the street and just smell like some bakery or like cookie, we of course want to come to that bakery shop and buy something. So if you want to attract more clients, for example, better to use like some smells. For example, if you want to attract male audience to show your power, you can choose more male smells. If you want to attract women, you can choose some like woman, more flowery smells, and so on. And for example,
oops.
Yes.
That's
here
one. Also you can control. It's not only about smells, but you can indirectly control other senses through other senses. In example, in the picture, you can imagine the taste and smell of the grill by seeing the really inviting picture and realistic picture. And also we can affect smell and taste by words. So in example, when we will say a lemon, we will probably recall the taste of lemon, and the same for the lime, for example. And
so of course,
with colors.
Of course, no every photos will do that effect, but you can choose precisely. For example, like that photo, very tasty, especially if you didn't have dinner yet.
Yes.
So it's for sure will affect on you. So we have one picture it's very general, just to show you. It's not suggestion, of course, because as we say every time, all depends from your target audience, all depends from your product, and all depends from feeling which you can show, which you can transfer to your clients. So here is just list. You can find more information in internet, or we will talk about that later. We have a group about neuromarketing in LinkedIn, so there we have more detailed information about that theme.
I think we finished with the smell.
Yes, and let's see what we have here in chat.
Actually, do we have some questions about the smell? If so, please write us.
But we have
great
some
notes,
cases, yes, about Brazilian shoe brand called Musa. Could you please open it? You
yes.
Jumped.
So the Brazilian brand, which of shoes have a bubble gum smell. Nice. And
tell us please, this Brazilian shoe maybe for like
for
adults,
the Barbie girls.
For Barbie girls, something like that. Maybe. Oh yeah. Okay. See, yeah. It makes sense, of course. Let's see next example. It's good example.
Pregnant women feel smell more intensive because evolutionarily it's very important to identify danger very quickly. That's true, and it's not only about the smell. So it's also about the conscious and unconscious function of the brain.
Yes, that's why when we feel like bad smell, we want to run away. Because, as I said, this our system of
reptilian brain that
protects us. Yes.
Okay.
What do we have more here?
There is is it a good idea to send welcome cards to my customers with a little scent? Depends from your brand and from the feeling. So it's a good idea to do that if your customers will be driven to be aware about your brand by that. So that really depends from your product.
But so in general, yes.
In general, yes. And it depends from the smell, from the product, and from the target. So do we have more questions? Can we send the group link? Yeah, we will give the link to the group at the end. So sure. True vanilla smells and increases the greed to buy. It will vary about the vanilla smell.